Well, hi folks, thanks for joining me again. It's a cold day in early March and it's going to get in the next couple of days even colder. It's going to be freezing apparently. So I've come out today just to try my luck before the weather turns. On a field I've been to lots before, and sadly I'm not the only person who's been here lots before. This is a Roman site that's been done to death over decades, but it's in amazing condition. It's been ploughed and drilled and rolled and all the rest of it, and the farmer Martin, who's a mate of mine, I rang him up this morning and said, do you mind if I'm really careful if I have a go? And he said no, and I'm absolutely thrilled that I have, because there's still stuff here. I found 4 or 5 Roman coins, all in terrible condition, so I probably won't bore you with all that. And then something very interesting, and there's lots and lots of signals all over the place. A lot of little tiny bits of lead. I'm not digging anything which sounds a bit dull and a bit small today. If I miss out on the odd hammered cut half or cut quarter hammered coin, then bad luck me. I'm not digging, I'm just looking out for really good signals. But I have just found another coin down here which is in slightly better condition than the rest. Gave a lovely sound. I thought it was silver, but it's not. But it is at least a coin with some detail on it. I will live dig today if it's a good sound and I'm confident. I think this is Crispus again, because he's facing that way. If you haven't seen it already, do watch my last video about Crispus. He was an amazing guy who was killed very, very young, and I reckon he could have been one of the great Romans. Or maybe, I don't know, but it is, at least I can see a left-facing emperor. Crispus did like facing left, and I think we've got, I don't know what's happening on the back, probably the soldier with the standards, but that's quite nice. That's as good as I found today. I'm really pleased. That's a bit faint and slightly deeper than I'm wanting to go at the moment, because I don't want to disturb this soil too much. I've got to be rather careful. At the moment I'm just really taking stuff off the surface, but this might be just worth a tiny little dig. Sorry Martin, I'll put it all back, but it sounds all right still. Unless it's very deep, and I'm going to stop if I feel it's too deep. Yeah, I'm not getting anything on the pinpointer, so just try one more. Well, it's very loud now. Okay, I've got it, I've located it. It was just in the side. I'll put it all back nicely, I promise. Right, it's there. Let's see what it sounds like now. Well, a little bit trashy. It sounds a little bit like what a really big ring pull might sound like. Oh well, it's a livery button and it's an extremely nice one. Wow. Well, that was worth digging. What a lovely surprise. Don't really expect this sort of stuff in this field. Okay, it's a lion rampant going like that. I'm holding a book or something. Loads of gilding. Really nice. Not the oldest thing in the world, but I absolutely love finding these. That's really, really, well, that's really nice. Big old lion. Like my star sign, Leo. That'll clean up really nicely, I think. Well, it was sunny a minute ago, and now I think it's going to absolutely start dunching it with rain. looking very dark over there. Rather beautiful, but very dark. And I think I've just found a cartridge, rather boringly, but I thought I'd better dig it anyway. That did sound a bit on the dull side. But now, it's good finding bits like this. That's a proper piece of Roman tile. What's it called? Not pergola, tegula, something like that. It's a very good sign, but I know this is a very Roman area. So just have a quick look at all the bits and pieces. I mean, loads of Roman coins still, and that must just give you hope. That's a later one. That's a farthing of sorts, I think. Don't know what that is. That looks like it could be early, part of a brooch or something. That lovely good Crispus, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other little Roman coins. I mean, a couple of those might clean up. They look a bit on the grotty side, but you never know. I found the most beautiful coin the other day. Looked really, really grotty. Started cleaning it, came out absolutely beautifully, and it was Helena, the mother of Constantine. I might show you a photograph of it, but at the first glance it looked like a proper horrible thing. And I found this. Now, you weren't going to miss out on this, but I have no idea what it is or how old it is. It looks to be, with a very dark black patina coming off it. It's probably copper or copper alloy. It's got a bit of a bump in it there. Could be modern, could be very old, who knows? Might be a handle of sorts. Just don't know, but rather cool. Anyhow, I'm going to continue until it starts snowing, and then we'll call it a day. Hi there, and welcome to headquarters. Well, the rain absolutely came down. Well, it was almost snowing. It's got really, really cold. I couldn't do any more filming on that field, but I did find this before I left. I put it on the detectinghub.co.uk, and no one's got back to me yet. They're obviously all busy doing other stuff, but it's an interesting piece of big, thick bronze. Now, it's a Roman site, but it has been done to death over decades. And I wasn't surprised at all to find some of the little grotty coins, including this lovely one. It is of Crispus. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. It's got the camp gates on one side and Crispus on the other. It's a really good portrait. He features heavily in my last video on my other channel. In fact, I went on for so long that I noticed in my analytics that the viewership just dropping like that. So I've got to be quick at the moment. But as I said, I just found this. Now, I think it might be part of a big chunky bracelet of sorts. It's got a sort of knop on that side. And it's got some lovely decoration. And I just think that's got to be something. I found a little bit of a Roman brooch as well. But the reason that I want to talk quickly at the moment is that these two things I found on that field, I'm showing them to you now. You didn't see me live digging them. You're not to know that I hadn't bought these off eBay. Not that I probably would. They're nothing particularly exciting. In fact, I've never bought any artifacts or coins off eBay. But what's starting to really annoy me, and it's creeping in on my channel. I'm not surprised, by the way, because very fortunately the channel's going really well. So I'm bound to get the odd comment. But I've noticed it on a lot of other people's channels as well. And it's basically people saying, you didn't dig that, I didn't see you dig that, and that looked far too clean, you should be doing more live digs, basically accusing us of planting our finds. Now, I'm not to say that there aren't people who do that. In fact, I watched something the other day of a guy very quietly and silently digging this enormous hole, and he brings out this huge lead casket and he opens it up, and there's a chalice, a sort of gold chalice. Now, I suspect that's not real, but most of us work really long, hard hours trying to find decent things. You have no idea the amount of footage, hours and hours and hours, and days and days and days. I go out and I record it all, and that just gets binned, because there's so much pressure now for us to produce good videos. We can't do a video anymore of finding nothing. People aren't going to watch it. YouTube's got very, very, very competitive. We've got to work harder and harder and harder to find good things. And when we do find that one good thing, or those two good things, those three amazing things, to have someone go, you didn't do that because I didn't see you dig it live, well, that's starting to really, really annoy me. And I can see it in other channels. people quite rightfully getting a bit upset when they're accused of planting vines. It's basically just not on. I really try and just not be bothered by it, because that's the way we should deal with it, just not be bothered by it. But in closing on this one thing of, we didn't see you dig it, it must be planted. If I were to set up my 3 cameras, I don't walk around with just a chest cam or my mobile phone just doing that. I have to set up every time I dig. If I'm in an area where I'm getting a lot of signals, every single meter I'm getting a signal, I'm having to dig it quickly. If I were to set up to show the likes of the people who are commenting a live dig every time, I just wouldn't get anywhere. And the other thing is that if we were showing you all our rubbish all the time, you're not going to watch it. However much you say, oh gosh, we love watching you dig up lead and buttons, you don't really. So we produce a video which is not particularly exciting, doesn't get any viewers, YouTube can it, and it's just a vicious circle. So just for anyone considering saying, oh, you planted that, that's not real, just leave it out, actually. Just quit it, and just understand that we try and make these videos to be as entertaining as possible and for fun for you guys to watch as possible. And I know that when I'm having this little rant, it's the 0.111% who are coming up with this sort of stuff, but it's that 0.001%, it's just really annoying. So if it's you, get a life. Find something else to amuse yourself, and just go and watch something else if it annoys you. As I said, I'm trying not to let it annoy me, but it sort of does. Not just on my channel, but other people's as well. Anyway, we're not going back to the fields because that's the end. A really fun little hunt. Short and sweet on a really done to death site, and the fact that I found 6 or 7 little grotty coins and a couple of little bits of brooch and stuff is more than enough to make for a really nice day. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.